You ever wonder how some people make it to the top while others rot in the same damn place for years? You think it's talent, luck? Maybe they just had it easier? That's the excuse the weak tell themselves to feel better. But I'll tell you the truth. Laziness hacks success. And no, I'm not talking about those who grind, hustle, and put in the damn work. I'm talking about those who let comfort kill their potential and still expect to win. Laziness is the biggest con artist in the world. It whispers in your ear telling you, take a break, you deserve it. It convinces you that tomorrow is the perfect time to start, and you believe that lie. That's how it hacks success, by stealing your time, your discipline, and your self-respect. Every second you let laziness win, you lose. Success never gets hacked by the lazy. It gets hacked by those who refuse to quit, who fight for every inch when their bodies scream for comfort. But you've been playing it safe. You tell yourself you'll start when you feel ready. Guess what? You'll never feel ready. That's the trap. The moment you start listening to that voice, it owns you. It keeps you in the same cycle, scrolling through motivation videos, waiting for some magic switch to flip. There is no switch. There's just the work. And you either do it or you don't. Every time you say, just 5 more minutes, you're hacking your own success, but not in the way you think. You're killing it, strangling it with your excuses. You wake up tired, so you stay in bed. You feel sore, so you skip the gym. You're overwhelmed, so you avoid the hard work. You're building a habit, just not the one you want. Successful people don't have some special gene. They feel the same pain, the same exhaustion, the same doubt. The only difference, they don't negotiate with laziness. They don't let their feelings decide their future. They push through because they know every small victory stacks up. Every time you say no to comfort, you're hacking success in your favor. Your mind is the battlefield. And right now, you're losing. You let comfort creep in and tell you it's okay to relax. Let me ask you, what's relaxing ever done for you? Has it built you into something stronger? Has it pushed you closer to your goals? Or has it just left you feeling guilty knowing you wasted another day? If you're sick of that feeling, then it's time to stop losing. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to shake you out of this. You have to decide right now that enough is enough. If you want success, if you want to be someone who actually makes it, then you have to break the cycle. No more waiting, no more excuses, no more giving laziness the power to hack your future. You need to start showing up for yourself, not when you feel good, not when it's convenient, every single damn day. Because the truth is, success isn't some mystery. It's built in the moments when no one is watching. It's built when you get up and put in the work, even when you don't want to, especially when you don't want to. People say they want success, but they don't want the sacrifice. They want the results, but they don't want the struggle. And that's why they fail. Because success demands everything from you. It doesn't take half effort. It doesn't accept excuses. You either pay the price or you stay exactly where you are. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, you'll be waiting your whole damn life. The perfect time is a lie. The perfect time is now. Every time you push through, you're hacking success. Every time you say no to laziness, you're proving to yourself that you're built different, that you don't need permission, that you don't need motivation. This is the moment where you decide who you are. Are you the person who lets laziness hack your future, or are you the person who fights back? The choice is yours. But make no mistake, whatever choice you make today will define who you are tomorrow. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, get up, get moving, get after it. Laziness is the master thief. Laziness is patient. It doesn't take your dreams in one big hit. It steals them piece by piece, moment by moment. You don't even notice it happening. One extra hour in bed, one missed workout, one more excuse. At first it seems harmless, just a little break. Then you wake up 5 years later wondering where all that potential went. You gave it away. You let laziness rob you blind. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. Laziness knows that. It feeds off hesitation. Every time you say later, it grows stronger. You get comfortable postponing the grind, pushing back the work. Before you know it, you've trained yourself to avoid effort. You've built a habit of quitting. Success never gets a chance because you never start. The worst part, you don't even fight back. You let laziness take over and you accept it. You make excuses for it. You say you need rest. You say you're too busy. You tell yourself you're waiting for the right moment. But deep down, you know that's a lie. There is no perfect moment. The only time you have is now. And the more you wait, the weaker you become. Laziness doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your goals. It just wants to keep you trapped in the same cycle, wasting time, avoiding pain, staying comfortable. It whispers in your ear, telling you it's okay to take it easy. That's how it wins. It tricks you into thinking you're in control when in reality, you're being controlled. You think laziness is just about taking breaks? No, it's an infection. It spreads through your life, infecting your mind, body, and future. The more you let it in, the harder it is to get rid of. You start cutting corners at work. You stop pushing yourself in the gym. You lose your edge, your fire, your purpose. And before you know it, you're just another person who never lived up to their potential. The only way to fight back is to move. Action is the cure. You don't wait to feel ready. You don't wait for motivation. You get up and you do the damn work. You take laziness head on. Every time it tells you to stop, you push harder. Every time it tells you to take it easy, you go all in. You prove to yourself that laziness doesn't own you. Most people don't lose to failure, they lose to hesitation. They never even step onto the battlefield. They wait, they doubt, they second guess themselves. And while they're waiting, someone else is out there putting in the work. Someone else is grinding, suffering, and pushing forward. And that person, they're the ones who make it. They're the ones who win. You want to succeed? Then stop negotiating with laziness. Stop giving it power over your life. You are either fighting for your goals or you're giving them away. There is no middle ground. There is no balance. It's a battle between discipline and comfort, and only one side wins. You either control laziness or it controls you. You know what laziness loves? Excuses. It thrives on them. It feeds on every little reason you come up with to avoid the hard work. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I'll do it later. That's the language of failure. That's the mindset that keeps people stuck in the same place year after year, wondering why they never made it. But here's the truth. There's always time. There's always energy. There's always a way. If you want something bad enough, you'll find a way to make it happen. If you don't, you'll find a way to avoid it. That's the only difference between those who make it and those who don't. One group pushes through, the other finds reasons to quit. Every time you choose discipline over laziness, you get stronger. Every time you fight through the excuses, you build mental toughness. It's not just about achieving goals. It's about training yourself to dominate the voice in your head that tells you to quit. The more you ignore that voice, the weaker it gets. The more you push through, the stronger you become. You ever see someone who's just relentless? Someone who doesn't stop, who keeps grinding no matter what? That's not talent. That's training. That's discipline. That's someone who has killed the lazy version of themselves and replaced it with a warrior. They weren't born that way. They built themselves through daily discipline, through thousands of small victories over laziness. You want that? Then you need to make a decision. You need to stop living like time is unlimited. Stop acting like you have another chance. You don't. This is it. Every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. If you keep letting laziness win, you'll wake up one day full of regret, wishing you had done more, wishing you had fought harder. Don't let that happen. Don't let laziness be the reason you never reach your full potential. You have the power to fight back. You have the ability to break free, but it starts now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Get up, get moving, and take control of your life before it's too late. This is your moment. You can either keep making excuses or you get to work. But don't be surprised when the people who put in the effort pass you by, because laziness doesn't just steal your success. It hands it to someone else. And the only way to stop it is to fight like hell. Comfort is the silent killer. Comfort is a trap. It feels good, it feels safe, and that's exactly why it's dangerous. The moment you start choosing comfort over struggle, you start dying inside. Not all at once, not in a way you notice immediately, but slowly, piece by piece. You stop pushing, stop growing, stop fighting, and one day you look in the mirror and don't recognize the person staring back. That's how comfort kills. Comfort makes you weak. It tells you that you've done enough, that you deserve a break, that you don't need to push any harder. But that's a lie. The moment you stop pushing is the moment you start falling behind. Someone else is out there grinding, suffering, breaking limits while you're sitting back thinking you're safe. There is no safety. There is no security. You're either growing or you're dying. You ever notice how comfort creeps in? It never kicks down the door. It sneaks in through the cracks. It starts with small decisions. Skipping a workout here, sleeping in there, cutting corners when no one's looking. At first it seems harmless, but then it becomes who you are. You become the person who takes the easy way out, the person who never pushes. And once you're there, it's hard as hell to come back. The problem with comfort is that it disguises itself as happiness. It makes you feel good in the moment, but long term, it destroys you. You were not built for comfort. You were built for struggle, for challenge, for the fight. That's where real fulfillment is. That's where growth is. If you're not putting yourself through hell to get better, you're not really living. You're just existing. You ever wonder why people at the top stay at the top? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's because they refuse to get comfortable. They refuse to settle. They chase discomfort like it's their lifeline because they know that the second they stop, they lose their edge. They lose the hunger. And once the hunger's gone, it's over. That's why they stay hungry even after they've won. Most people aren't losing because they're not capable. They're losing because they're too comfortable. They have everything they need, so they stop fighting. They stop working. They stop pushing. And when they finally wake up, they realize that their comfort came at a cost. Their ambition, their discipline, their fire, it's gone. And getting it back is a war most people don't have the strength to fight. You know what real success is? It's the ability to stay uncomfortable, to wake up every day and put yourself through hell even when you don't have to push past limits even when no one's watching, to never be satisfied. That's what separates the winners from the ones who almost made it. The winners don't stop. The almost made it's got comfortable and lost their edge. Comfort is the slow death of greatness. It doesn't kill you instantly. It kills you over time in small, quiet ways. It kills your drive. It kills your discipline. It kills your ability to suffer. And suffering is the price of success. You don't get to the top without suffering. You don't become great without pushing through pain. If you're not willing to go through hell, you don't deserve success. You think comfort is your friend, but it's the enemy. It's lying to you. It's telling you you're fine where you are, that you don't need to push harder, that you don't need to do more. But you know damn well that's not true. Deep down, you know you have more in you. You know you're not pushing as hard as you could. You know there's another level, but comfort keeps you from reaching it. You know how you kill comfort. You attack it. You go after it like it's trying to take your life, because it is. You wake up earlier. You train harder. You do the things that make you uncomfortable. You put yourself in situations where you have no choice but to grow. That's the only way. You don't escape comfort by thinking about it. You escape by fighting like hell to get away from it. You ever see someone who's comfortable with suffering? They look different. They walk different. They carry themselves with a confidence you can't fake, because they know they've been through hell and they survived. They know they're battle tested. That's power. That's real strength. And that's what happens when you stop running from discomfort and start running toward it. Your body, your mind, your spirit, they're built for war. They're built to endure, to overcome, to push through. But you've spent so much time in comfort that you've forgotten what you're capable of. You've let softness take over. You've let easy living weaken you. And if you don't break out of it, you'll spend your life as just another person who never tapped into their full potential. You want to know the real difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't. It's not just hard work. It's not just discipline. It's their relationship with comfort. The weak fear discomfort. The strong seek it. The weak run from pain. The strong chase it. That's the difference. That's what separates the elite from everyone else. They don't just tolerate suffering, they need it. Every day you have a choice. You can choose to stay comfortable, to do the bare minimum, to let life pass you by. Or you can choose to fight, to embrace the pain, the struggle, the suffering. Because that's where your growth is. That's where your power is. The ones who win are the ones who never stop fighting, who never stop pushing, who never let comfort steal their future. Right now, you have to decide. Are you going to keep letting comfort control you? Are you going to keep playing it safe, staying in your bubble, avoiding the pain? Or are you going to wake up and go to war with it? Because comfort will kill you if you let it. But if you fight back, if you suffer, if you push through on the other side of that pain, is everything you've ever wanted. Success rewards execution, not intentions. Intentions don't mean a damn thing. Everybody has good intentions. Everybody says they want to be great, they want to change their life, they want to push themselves. But when it's time to execute, they freeze, they hesitate, they overthink. And that's where they lose. Success doesn't give a damn about your plans. It only cares about what you do. Execution is the only thing that matters. You ever hear someone talk about what they're going to do? They've got a whole list of plans. They're going to get in shape. They're going to start a business. They're going to wake up earlier, work harder, be more disciplined. But months go by and nothing happens. They're still talking, still making plans, still waiting for the right time. They're addicted to intention, but allergic to execution. Success doesn't reward thoughts. It doesn't reward motivation. It doesn't reward getting ready. It rewards action. The people who make it aren't the ones with the best ideas or the best motivation. They're the ones who move. The ones who stop thinking and start doing. The ones who don't waste time planning every little step because they know that action beats perfection every time. You know what keeps people stuck? They think they need to be ready before they start. They tell themselves they need more information, more time, more preparation. That's a lie. You'll never feel ready. You'll never have everything perfectly set up. And that's why most people never start. They're waiting for some perfect moment that doesn't exist. The ones who win, they start anyway. You think people who succeed have it all figured out? Hell no. They just get moving. They take the first step even when they don't own the whole path. They understand that execution creates momentum. And momentum is the secret weapon. Because once you start moving, once you start building that energy, you become unstoppable. But if you stay still, you rot. Your problem isn't that you don't have enough time. It's not that you don't have enough knowledge. It's that you don't execute. You waste too much time thinking. You waste too much time waiting. And while you're standing still, someone else is out there making moves. Someone else is building their body, their mind, their future. And when you finally decide to start, you're already behind. You ever notice how the people who make it never talk about what they're going to be? They don't have time for that. They're too busy executing. They're too busy putting in the work, grinding, suffering, improving. The ones who fail, they're always talking, always planning, always waiting for the perfect circumstances. And that's why they lose. Execution isn't about talent. It isn't about being the smartest or the most gifted. It's about doing the work day after day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when you're not sure it's working. The ones who win aren't the ones who feel the best. They're the ones who show up no matter what. They don't care how they feel. They just do the damn work. You know why execution is so hard? Because it demands something from you. It demands effort. It demands discomfort. It demands that you push past your own mind, your own weaknesses, your own excuses. And most people aren't willing to pay that price. They'd rather stay comfortable, keep thinking, keep planning. Because executing means stepping into the fire, and most people are too soft for that. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't execute, you're nothing. You can have the best ideas, the best resources, the best opportunities, but if you don't take action, you'll stay exactly where you are. That's why you see people with half your talent passing you by, because they move, because they execute, because they're not sitting around waiting for the right time. The truth is, your excuses don't matter. Your reasons don't matter. The only thing that matters is what you do. And if you're not executing, you're losing, period. If you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Because while you're standing still, the world is moving. And the people who keep executing, keep pushing, keep grinding, they're leaving you in the dust. You think execution is just about working hard? No, it's about consistency. Anybody can work hard for a day. Anybody can push for a week. But the ones who make it, they execute every single damn day. They don't let their emotions decide their actions. They don't wait to feel like it. They just show up again and again until the work is done. That's how you win. Most people don't lack the ability. They lack the discipline to execute when it's hard. They let distractions pull them away. They let doubt creep in. They let fear stop them. But the ones who succeed, they execute no matter what. They don't give themselves an out. They don't wait for motivation. They don't care about feeling ready. They move, they work, and they don't stop until they get what they came for. If you're not where you want to be, it's because you haven't executed at the level required to win. That's the truth. And until you accept that, you'll keep making excuses, keep waiting, keep losing. But the second you decide to move right now, without hesitation, that's the second everything changes. Because success rewards one thing, and one thing only, execution. So stop talking, stop planning, stop waiting, execute right now, or accept the fact that you're never out to make it. Discipline is the only hack that works. Everyone wants a shortcut. Everyone wants the easy way. They want a hack, a secret, a trick that will make success effortless. They waste time searching for ways to get results without suffering. But here's the truth, there is no hack. There is no trick. There's only one thing that works, and that's discipline. The ability to show up every single day, no matter how you feel. You think motivation is the key? Motivation is weak. It's unreliable. It's here one moment, gone the next. You can't build anything on motivation because it's built on emotion. And emotions are unpredictable. One day you feel unstoppable. The next day you don't even want to get out of bed. If you rely on motivation, you will fail. Discipline is the only thing that lasts. Discipline is different. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired. if you're sore, if you don't feel like it. Discipline only cares about one thing: getting the job done. When you have discipline, your emotions don't control you. Your feelings don't decide your actions. You execute no matter what. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. You ever see someone who's just relentless? Someone who never takes a day off, never makes excuses, never slows down? That's discipline. That's someone who doesn't need motivation, because they've trained themselves to move no matter what. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They don't hesitate. They just go. That's what separates them from the weak. Discipline is a choice. It's not something you're born with. It's not something you wake up with one day. It's something you build one brutal, painful day at a time. It's built in the moments when you don't want to do the work, but you do it anyway. It's built in the moments when every part of you wants to quit, but you push through. That's how discipline is forged. Most people will never have real discipline because they're too soft. They want results, but they don't want the pain. They want success, but they don't want to suffer for it. And that's why they never make it. Because discipline is earned through suffering. It's earned by doing what most people refuse to do. If you're not willing to suffer, you're not willing to be disciplined. You ever wonder why the best of the best never slow down? Why they don't take days off? It's because they know that discipline is the only hack. They know that consistency beats talent every single time. They know that the moment they let up, the moment they relax, someone else is out there grinding. Someone else is getting better. And they refuse to let that happen. People say they want discipline, but they don't want to pay the price. They don't want to wake up early. They don't want to train when they're tired. They don't want to work when they don't feel like it. They want discipline to be easy, but discipline is the hardest thing you will ever build. That's why so few people have it, because most people break before they get there. You think discipline is just about working hard? No, it's about working hard every day, even when there's no reward, even when there's no progress, even when nobody cares. It's about showing up when it's cold, when it's late, when you're exhausted. It's about doing the work because you said you would, not because you feel like it. That's real discipline. You want to know if you have discipline? Ask yourself this: how often do you skip the work? How often do you let yourself off the hook? Because if the answer is anything other than never, you have work to do. Discipline doesn't take breaks. It doesn't make excuses. It making Satan negotiate. It either exists or it doesn't. And if you're still negotiating, you don't have it yet. Most people quit before they even get started. They set goals, they make plans, but when it gets hard, they fold. They let their feelings dictate their actions, and that's why they stay stuck. But the ones who have discipline, they don't fold. They don't stop. They push through the pain, the boredom, the fatigue. They understand that success isn't about how you feel, it's about what you do. The only way to build discipline is through action. You don't think about it. You don't plan for it. You just do the damn work every single day, no matter what. You build discipline by showing up when you don't want to. You build it by suffering, by grinding, by doing the things you hate until they become second nature. That's the only way. Discipline isn't glamorous. It isn't fun. It isn't easy, but it's the only thing that works. It's the only thing that separates the ones who succeed from the ones who fail. You either have it or you don't. And if you don't, the only way to get it is to start putting in the work right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. If you're waiting for motivation, you're already losing. If you're waiting to feel ready, you'll never start. Discipline is what gets you up when motivation is gone. Discipline is what keeps you moving when every part of you wants to stop. Discipline is what turns ordinary people into beasts. And if you want to win, you need to develop it at all costs. Right now you have two choices. Keep living like the rest of the world, soft, weak, waiting for motivation. Or start living with discipline. Start doing the work no matter how you feel. Start executing no matter the circumstances. Because at the end of the day, the only hack, the only shortcut, the only way to win is discipline. Pain is the price of greatness. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is not something to be avoided. Pain is the price of greatness. It's the toll you pay to become more than you are. But most people run from it. They spend their whole lives avoiding discomfort, avoiding struggle, avoiding anything that makes them suffer. And that's why they stay weak. That's why they stay average, because they refuse to pay the price. The world has lied to you. It told you that pain is bad, that you should be comfortable, that you should look for the easy way. But look at the people who follow that advice. Look at the ones who stay safe, who avoid hardship. They are miserable. They are broken, because comfort kills and pain is the only thing that makes you stronger. The ones who embrace pain are the ones who rise. You think the people at the top had it easy. You think they got there without suffering. Hell no. They've endured more pain than you can imagine. They've suffered more, struggled more, bled more than anyone else. That's why they're different. That's why they move differently. why they carry themselves with confidence, because they've been through hell and they survived. Pain is a test. Every time you feel it, you have two choices. You can fold, break, give up like most people do. Or you can push through it. You can lean into it. You can use it. And that's where greatness is built. Not when things are easy, not when things feel good, but in the moments where everything in you is screaming to stop and you keep going anyway. Most people don't understand this. They think success should feel good. They think the grind should be exciting, that chasing their dreams should be fun. And when it gets hard, when it starts to hurt, they think something is wrong. They think they should stop. But that's where the real work begins. That's where you separate yourself from the weak. Because pain is the gateway to everything you want. You ever wonder why some people thrive under pressure, why they push harder when things get tough? It's because they've trained themselves to love the pain. They've built a relationship with suffering. They don't just tolerate it, they seek it out. They know that on the other side of pain is power. And the more pain they can endure, the stronger they become. Pain is the price of every victory. You don't get stronger without breaking yourself down. You don't get better without suffering. That's why most people never reach their full potential, because they want the rewards without the struggle. They want success without sacrifice. But life doesn't work like that. You get what you earn. And if you're not willing to suffer, you're not willing to win. You think the pain you feel means you should stop. No. Pain is the sign that you're on the right track. Pain means you're pushing past your limits. Pain means you're growing. And the ones who understand this, the ones who embrace it, are the ones who go the farthest. The weak look for a way out. The strong dig in and push harder. Pain is your teacher. It shows you where you're weak. It shows you where you need to improve. It reveals who you really are. You can't fake it under pain. You can't pretend to be disciplined, to be tough, to be strong. Pain strips all that away and exposes the truth. And when that truth is ugly, when it shows you that you're not as tough as you thought, you have two choices: quit or get better. Most people quit. They break the moment things get hard. They tap out the second they feel discomfort. And then they wonder why their life never changes. They wonder why they never reach their goals. It's because they've spent their whole life avoiding the one thing that would make them stronger. Pain was the key, and they ran from it. But the ones who don't run, the ones who embrace the struggle, who train themselves to suffer, who take every ounce of pain and turn it into power, those are the ones who become great. They don't cry about it. They don't complain. They take the pain and use it to fuel them. They turn their suffering into strength. They take the hits and keep moving forward. You ever see someone who's been through hell and come out the other side? They carry themselves differently. They don't fear struggle. They don't break under pressure because they've already been tested. They've already been through worse. And once you've survived enough pain, nothing can shake you. That's real power. That's real confidence. People who avoid pain never grow. They stay stuck. They live their lives in fear, always choosing the easy way, always running from the fire. And because of that, they never become what they were meant to be. But the ones who step into the fire, who embrace the burn, who welcome the struggle, they transform. They evolve. They become unstoppable. If you want to be great, you have to stop fearing pain. You have to stop avoiding it. You have to rewire your mind to see it as a gift, not a punishment, because the pain you're avoiding is the pain you need. The pain you're running from is the pain that will make you stronger. And until you face it head on, you will never be the person you were meant to be. So what's it going to be? Keep running from pain like the rest of the world. Keep choosing comfort and staying weak, or step into the fire, embrace the suffering, and let it mold you into something unbreakable. Because at the end of the day, pain is not your enemy, it's your ticket to greatness. And the only question is, are you willing to pay the price? Comfort, a slow death. Comfort is the enemy. Comfort is the thing that destroys more potential than failure ever could. It sneaks up on you. It whispers in your ear that you've done enough, that you deserve a break, that you can take it easy. And before you know it, you're stuck, you're soft, you're weaker than you were yesterday. That's how comfort kills slowly, silently, without you even realizing it. You ever wonder why so many people never reach their goals? It's not because they aren't talented. It's not because they don't have the ability. It's because they get comfortable. They hit a little success, they start to relax, they stop pushing as hard, and then it's over. They lose their edge, they lose their fire. They become one of those people who used to be hungry, used to grind, but now they just exist. Success is a trap, because the second you start feeling comfortable, the second you start thinking you've made it, you're already falling behind. The moment you stop pushing, someone else is out there working harder than you. Someone else is hungrier than you. And when you finally realize you've slowed down, it's too late, they've already passed you. Comfort is easy to justify. You tell yourself you're just taking a break. You tell yourself you'll back to it tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year. And before you know it, you've lost all the momentum you had. You wake up one day and realize you're nowhere near where you were supposed to be. And the worst part, you did it to yourself. You ever see someone who used to be great? Someone who used to be disciplined, used to be relentless, but now they're just coasting. That's what comfort does. It robs you of everything you work for. It makes you forget how hard you fought to get where you are. It makes you weak. It makes you soft. And once you let it in, it's damn near impossible to get rid of. You think you deserve to relax. You think you've earned the right to slow down. No, you haven't earned a damn thing until you've pushed yourself so far past your limits that the old you wouldn't even recognize the new you. And even then, the work isn't done. Because the second you stop, you start slipping. The second you let comfort take over, you start dying. You know why the best of the best never stop? Because they know the truth, there is no finish line. There is no made it. There is no point where you can relax and coast. You are either growing or you are dying. You are either pushing yourself forward or you are falling backward. There's no standing still. Comfort is an illusion, and if you buy into it, you will lose everything. Most people don't have the stomach for this. They don't want to hear that they can never stop. They want to believe that one day they'll reach a point where they can finally take it easy. But that's a lie. That's how you lose. Because the second you stop being uncomfortable, you stop improving. And the second you stop improving, you start getting worse. You want to see what comfort does. Look around. Look at the people who took the easy road. Look at the ones who gave up discipline for convenience. The ones who stopped training, stopped learning, stopped grinding. They're miserable. They're full of regret. Because deep down, they know they had more in them, but they let comfort steal it from them. Comfort isn't just about being lazy. It's about avoiding the hard things. It's about skipping the workouts, the early mornings, the difficult conversations, the painful growth. It's about making excuses instead of making progress. And every time you choose comfort over challenge, you are choosing weakness over strength. You are choosing failure over success. People think comfort is happiness. They think taking it easy will make them feel good. But comfort doesn't bring happiness. It brings stagnation. It brings regret. It brings a slow, creeping death. You ever meet someone who hates their life, but they don't know why? That's comfort. That's what happens when you stop pushing yourself, when you stop chasing something greater. You have to fight comfort every single day. You have to force yourself into the fire. You have to do the hard things even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because every time you step into discomfort, you grow. Every time you challenge yourself, you get stronger. And every time you choose struggle over ease, you separate yourself from the weak. If you want to be great, you have to be relentless. You have to chase discomfort. You have to wake up every day and push yourself past the limits of who you were yesterday. And when you start feeling comfortable, when you start thinking you've done enough, that's when you double down. That's when you push even harder. Because the second you let up, the second you relax, comfort will start pulling you backward. You think you can afford to take it easy? You think you can slow down and still win? No. The second you get comfortable, you start dying. And if you're not careful, you'll wake up one day realizing you wasted your potential, realizing you let comfort steal your greatness. So don't let that happen. Don't let comfort win. Keep grinding. Keep suffering. Keep growing. Because comfort is a slow death, and the only way to escape it is to stay hungry, stay disciplined, and never stop moving forward. The war against weakness. Everything I've told you, everything I've laid out, it all comes down to this. You are in a war against comfort, a war against weakness, a war against the version of you that wants to take the easy way out. And every single day, you have a choice. You can either fight, push, suffer, and grow, or you can fold, give in, and let mediocrity consume you. That's it. That's the reality. Laziness has hacked success for too long. It's fooled too many people into believing they can win without sacrifice. It's convinced too many people that they can take shortcuts, that they can find an easy way, that success can be achieved without pain. But you know the truth now. You know that discipline is the only hack, that suffering is the only way, that comfort is the enemy, and pain is the price. Look around you. Look at the people who stuck. Look at the ones who never made it. They weren't weak because they lacked potential. They weren't failures because they lacked ability. They failed because they chose the easy road. They gave in to comfort. They let laziness creep in, and before they knew it, their fire was gone. Don't let that happen to you. You have to decide right now who you are going to be. Are you going to be like the rest of the world, soft, weak, waiting for motivation, waiting for things to be easy? Or are you going to be the one who suffers, the one who grinds, the one who pushes forward no matter how hard it gets? Because if you want to be great, there is no other option. You must choose suffering. You must choose pain. You must choose the grind. There is no finish line. There is no moment where you get to stop, where you get to say, I've done enough. You will either grow or you will die. You will either push forward or fall backward. And every single day, that choice is yours. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's coming to save you. You either put in the work or you live with regret. And regret is the heaviest burden you will ever carry. The pain of discipline, the pain of struggle, the pain of sacrifice, that's temporary. But the pain of looking back on your life and knowing you wasted your potential, that pain lasts forever. That pain eats away at your soul. And the only way to avoid that is to suffer now, to fight now, to push now. Stop waiting. Stop searching for hacks. Stop looking for an easier way. There is no easy way. There's only suffering, discipline, and relentless work. And if you embrace that, if you stop running from the pain, if you choose to attack every single day with everything you have, you will become something greater than you ever thought possible. You are capable more than you know. You have more in you. But the only way to bring it out is to suffer for it, to push beyond your limits, to live in a constant state of discomfort. That is the only way. That is the only path. And if you have the courage to walk it, you will become unstoppable. So make the choice right now. Step into the fire. Chase the pain. Kill your weakness. Destroy your excuses. And build the version of yourself that refuses to break, refuses to quit, and refuses to be anything less than extraordinary. Because the world doesn't owe you anything. You have to take it. You have to earn it. You have to suffer for it. This is your moment, your war, your fight. And the only question left is, are you willing to pay the price?